Today we're going to do an unboxing of an ASUS EEE PC 900. The 900 series is the bigger brother to the original EEE PC, the EEE PC 700. And it's basically the same chassis as the 700, but they upped the screen size to 9 inches by taking those speakers off the display and moving them to the bottom of the unit. And the ports and everything now are pretty much the same, but it's got a little more storage space. And this particular one I have here is the Windows XP model. They have a Linux version and they have an XP version. This is the XP one. And this is a refurbished unit, as it says there, so it doesn't have the factory seal intact on it or anything like that. So allow us to save some by not buying it brand new. And the bags and stuff were already open too because of that. Anyway, and here's the 900 itself. We'll look at this first and then we'll look at the box contents a little bit later. Hold on. And like the 700, it does look pretty much the same. They do have kind of a glossy or reflective finish on the unit now instead of that plastic, so it has a different kind of feel to it. And the ASUS logo is also a little larger with a mirror finish on it as well. On our ports, we have the Ethernet port. They took the modem jack off, which was covered up on the 700. A USB 2.0 port, and your microphone and headphone ports here. Something out the front. We have our SD memory card slot, 2 USB 2.0 ports, a VGA port in our Kensington lock. On the back is the slot for our battery, and this is where our AC adapter goes. And also, this one is in their white color. You can also get this one in black and this another variety of colors like green or blue or whatever your preference is, but black and white being the general colors that you can choose from. Inside, move the protector off. I have that 9-inch screen, and like I say, it's the same design, but they took those speakers off and put them under here now, so you can get this 8.9-inch screen to fit in the display bezel. You've got a 1.3 megapixel camera above that with a single mono microphone. Power button right here. Same keyboard as the 700, so it does use those small keys on it that can be troublesome for people with the large fingers. They've increased the size of the touchpad, which is a nice upgrade from the 700. The chrome buttons. And we still have our power, battery, hard disk, or should I say SSD. This has a solid state disk in it, and our Wi-Fi indicator. And specs wise, the 900, particularly the XP model, is the one I'm going to be doing specs on. It has the Intel Celeron M 900 megahertz processor running at full clock speed. So unlike the 700s that were underclocked, this one runs at the full 900 megahertz clock speed. It has a 1 gig of DDR2 memory. This has a 12 gig SSD in total. There's actually 2 physical solid state disks according to the specifications. There's a 4 gigabyte SSD and an 8 gig SSD coupled together. Now the Linux version of this supposedly is 16 to 20 gigs, so you have a little less storage with the if you want XP, but you've got more with Linux. Kind of depends what you want to do with that. And let's see, what else does it have? That's pretty much the processor, SSD, and memory. We've already gone over the ports on it, and it does have 802.11 BNG Wi-Fi on it. Might as well mention that while I'm at it. get this aside and we'll continue looking at the accessories in the box that typically come with it. Now, also being refurbished, these typically come with a sleeve or pouch that can slip into. This one didn't come with one because, like I say, it's refurbished. Not everything will come with a refurbished thing, and the sleeve was the item it did not come with. But I didn't really care too much about not having the sleeve. I have everything else I need. Pull out the accessories lid. We have our power cable for the AC adapter. And I kind of like the idea they did with the 700 having the adapter and charger all in one. I don't know why they decided to make them separate, but that's just the way they decided to do it. And also the color choice of your EPC determines the kinds of colors you get for your battery and your charger. So since this is white, I get a white charger. So you get the battery, here's the battery. And this is a 5800 milliamp battery. When the 900s were being first released, they were having issues with getting 4400 milliamp batteries, which were the wrong size for the unit. So this is the right one, and that'll give you plenty of battery life for 5800 milliamps. Our EPC 900 support disc, or should I say support DVD. And lastly, our user guide for the 900. So I'll just start putting these back. I'll insert the battery while I'm here in the unit. The battery should just clip into the back, very much like so. Just get it into the racks, just like that. You lock it. Okay. And on the bottom, you have just this bay for upgrading the memory. Now, I don't know if you can go higher than 1 gigabyte on these, because this already has 1 gig installed in it, which is pretty much your average memory size for a Windows XP netbook anyway. It's usually about 1 gig. Some of them could put in 2 if you want, but 1 gig usually suffices pretty well. So that is pretty much it. That is the EEE PC 900 from ASUS.